Hey guys, it's Zach or Zencha, and today I want to respond to a YouTube user's comment who, his name is Stefan Hiltoft, who was curious how I came up with my verse in the song Microfracture after writing the chorus. Because I just recently put out a video on how to escape the 8-bar loop, and he was curious basically as to the why as to my composition decisions in the verse. So the first thing to note is that when I decided to write the song, I wanted to do it in pop form, not long form. And the difference is that in pop form, you're focusing, the energy curve in pop form is a lot more focused on chunked changes or section changes rather than a overarching energy curve, which is more familiar for things like progressive house or a lot of like long form. That's where the term comes from. Long form electronic music, dance music that has long build-ups and breakdowns. So pop form, the energy is A B A B verse chorus sort of thing, and I go into that a lot more. Or I'm going to be going into that a lot more in my upcoming arrangement course. So if that sounds interesting to you, go ahead and sign up for the email newsletter below. So as I wrote in the article, that there's a lot of discovery and playing and vibing that's involved with writing music, and a lot of this is that, like the actual chords I used, I wasn't like, I'm gonna do and then use this chord. Although, actually, there was a little bit of that, but I'll go into that. But mostly, like for instance, the melody was me just vibing with the chords. Like I just had the chords playing. Let me get them going. All right. So I just had the chords playing, and at that point I probably had the drum beat in there, and I just probably turned on my MIDI keyboard. No, I didn't probably do this, I did this. I turned on my MIDI keyboard and just started playing around, and I ended up with this. The melody. And it wasn't like a conscious decision to write that. It was just playing with what I have, and a lot of writing music is that. But there are some conscious decisions that do go into this. Specifically for this song, I'll go over a few. One of them is I wanted to bring some progressive house leanings into this hip hop sort of electronic thing I'm doing here. And what I did was I took the very standard progressive house chord structure, rhythmic structure, I should say, which is this right here. If I speed this up to 120, it might sound familiar to some people. That's like a very typical progressive house chord structure. And I wanted to bring that into this because I know it's not used too often in hip-hop, and I just thought that'd be a cool flavor. So that was a conscious decision to do this progressive house thing. Another conscious decision was this chord right here. What I have, these two chords actually were sort of a conscious decision. I know I'm in E minor. I knew that from the head start. The way I write is chords up usually. So I decided I was going to be in E minor. And this chord right here, if I'm not dumb, is A minor, A-C-E, right? Like A7. Well, it's an A minor basically. And then this one right here, I have a code of major. So this is actually A minor, and then A major. And that kind of shifts it out of the sad mode and brings it into this like different place for a bar, 4 bars, no, 1 bar. Just to mess around. Because, sometimes staying in one key can be boring, so you might as well switch it up a little bit. It does help to know music theory to some extent, so you don't just like throwing random chords around. Like I knew I wanted to take a minor and go to its relative major, which means I took the A minor, or parallel major? One of those two. I'll double check for you. And do the other one. So I have the A minor here, I was like, I want to do A major. So, A major. Another thing I want to mention is that in the article I wrote about abandoning perfect. And I think this is a very key thing, because when you try to write something perfect, you just basically never finish it. You never get anything done, and you actually end up making something less original, because to have an idea of perfect has to come from somewhere. Has to come from you looking at an artist who you probably think is perfect, like how I used to think deadmau5 was a perfect artist. And if my songs, if I never thought they hit his level, they were just never good enough, and I would just struggle with it. So with this song in particular, with this song, I did some things where I was like, I literally want to be the opposite of perfect. And if you'll see these lines right here, these crazy lines, like right here too, these are pitch shifts from a pitch wheel that I played in, because I wanted to make it sound like somebody was actually playing and messing up, which is how humans actually play music, as we suck at it. But humans make errors, you know. So I wanted to do that. I wanted to showcase some non-correct thing. So here's the pitch shift automation that I did. It's a little crazy. Like for instance, right here we have let me bring in this section. All right, see this? This is like right here. This little dip right here is actually wrong. Wrong. I actually decided it sounded goofy and I liked it, so I kept it. But yeah, so perfect is not what you should aim for. Tasty is what you should aim for. So I hope Stefan learned something from this, and if you have any friends that you know are struggling with the creative process, or who are just having a difficult time wrapping their heads around finishing something and ignoring perfect, I know that's a big problem for a lot of people. Go ahead and share this video with them. We need to end the perfect epidemic once and for all. Everybody needs to be good enough. We need to have more releases and less files on our computer that we'll never finish. And if you're interested in the arrangement course that I'll be putting up soon, go ahead and sign up for my newsletter on Zenchamusic.com or in the comments below, and I will be sending an email out about that before announcing it anywhere else, so my newsletter subscribers will get it first. I'm going to be doing a beta on the arrangement course to get some feedback on a small group of people before putting it out completely. So if you're interested in getting to that before other people, sign up for the newsletter. It's going to be first come, first serve, limited amount of spaces. Thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Ciao.